When you're drawing in 2D design, you often need to attach to lines that aren't necessarily always on the grid. Here we have quite a complex drawing, and some lines, like the ones in the middle here, are no longer on the grid. So if I try and draw a line from that point, the cursor just jumps from one side to the other, and I can't draw a line, no matter how hard I try. At that point, you need to move over to the attachment toolbar over here, and the third one down, which is a square box with a dash in it. If you double click it, it will throw a box up in the middle with lots and lots of options. The most common being endpoint, which is already pre-ticked for you. And this is where it will attach to. Now in my case, I've got an intersection, which is down the bottom, which is where two lines cross. So I'm going to highlight that as well, and I'm going to click OK. My line now has a little box on it. And so if rather than my box sticking to my grid, I can now turn my grid lock off. So I go over to here and click the grid once, and it turns a light color, and then my cursor will move around wherever I want it to. I can then highlight that box right over the center crossing like that. I don't have to be that accurate. I just have to make sure that my square box covers that center crossing. And then I click a left-hand mouse, and the line will snap directly to that point. If I then want to draw a line to this intersection here, I do exactly the same. I get the square box to be directly or over that intersection before I press the left-hand mouse. If I want to draw from there to the grid again, I click over there and I click with my left-hand mouse. I can then go over here and turn my grid back on. So I'm now snapping back to the grid, and then I can go up to my grid point like there, and I can snap on and it will snap back to my grid. There's lots of other different options you can have in the attach button. So there's things like midpoint of a circle, midpoint of a line, center of a circle. Perpendicular will draw you a line at right angles, and tangent will draw you a line onto the edge of a circle. They're all useful in their point, but you do need to remember to turn some of them off sometimes. And if you don't want them, you click OK, and you go back to the little grey box over here. You highlight it again so it becomes a light grey, and then that little attach key disappears.